Hi, and welcome to Talent Blazers. I'm here with Danielle Brodie, Talent Acquisition, Diversity, and Employer Branding Consultant at Australia Post. Welcome, Danielle.
Nice one, David. It's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? Thanks heaps for having us today. Great to be here.
I'm so excited to have you on the program. Australia Post is such an iconic brand. Everyone in Australia knows them very well, but for those who don't, can you share a little bit about Australia Post?
Yeah, sure. So probably one of the most interesting things about Australia Post is how diverse our workforce is. Our people speak over 64 languages. We represent 164 nationalities. 3% of our workforce are Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander. 5.7% of our people have a disability. So that makes it really exciting to work at Australia Post.
Yeah, right.
We've got an extended workforce of over 75,000 people. So we're one of Australia's largest employers. So it's a big team and it's a great team.
Yeah, what a great portfolio to really roll your sleeves up. And you've got a really big responsibility and role at Australia Post. Can you share a little bit about your role?
Sure, no pressure, right? So I wear two hats. One of them is employer branding, which is essentially, telling the stories of our employees and market, bringing to life the value proposition of why would someone want to work at Australia Post. And the other hat I wear is talent acquisition diversity. So supporting the initiatives that ensure that our workforce continues to represent the vibrant communities that we operate in right across Australia.
And you've moved to video. How are you using video within your function at Australia Post?
Yeah, we use video in a ton of different ways. I actually was editing some video this morning, which we'll be sharing internally. Some testimonials from some of our Indigenous employees who have completed our Emerging Leaders program. So the intention there is, to help sort of tell the story of their experience and to help show, what people might expect to get out of the program if they apply. We use video, I guess, to trigger emotions that will provoke people to act. So we use it to bring to life the lived experience of people in our organisation, tell their stories, share how people are experiencing our values and our cultures. It's a great way of letting people sort of tell their story so that the external market can hear it from the horse's mouth, so to speak.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And we were just talking off screen, and you mentioned one of the challenges of getting people on video, and you've got a bit of a knack of being able to secure amazing people. How do you go about doing that, and how do you go about making them feel so comfortable to be their authentic self?
Look, it's a great question. And I think you lay the groundwork in advance where possible. So it's about building those relationships with people, being curious about people's stories, having lots of conversations with people to find out what their story is. And then, helping them to see that they have a story that's worth telling, because most people's, immediate reaction is, oh my gosh, I couldn't do that. That's really scary. I'm not good in front of a camera. I'm not photogenic, everything like that. So I think it's very much about putting people at ease, helping them to see that they have a story to tell, letting them tell that story in their own words. I find that's really powerful because it comes across as so much more authentic that way. And that's when you get the really juicy little sound bites where people say something just incredibly insightful that might not have come up in a prior conversation, and then they'll share it on video and you're like, aha, that's the moment. I think, yeah, just being as warm and supportive as you can, allowing lots of time, allowing lots of retakes. And, you know, I'll often say to people, you've got carte blanche here. So if we shoot this and you see it and you hate it, you know, you can say, no, I don't want to use that. So far, touch wood, it's never happened. But I think just giving people that confidence to help them feel empowered and to let them know they've got that self-determination still, that they're still in control. Those things are all really important. And I guess sharing video content that you already have of people in your organization who they might relate to, you know, that can sometimes inspire them. And if all else fails, do a bit of training, create a competition. That always works wonders.
Yeah, I love the tips that you just provided. Thank you so much for sharing. And yeah, such helpful tips to be able to pass on to others who are really trying to get people to tell their story within their organisation. Thanks for joining me on Teleblazers.
Thanks so much for having me, David.